Ladles and jelly spoons, welcome back to Badgerworks. Today, this is my Elegoo Mars Pro resin printer, and as you can see, something is missing. So today, we're going to be doing some repairs. Let's get started, see what we can do with this thing. So, as you can see, the screen is missing. The screen is actually here. It's broken, as you can see. I'm not quite sure how this happened, but I think the problem was, I mean, the screen's had a crack in it for a long time, which I don't know how it got there, but I noticed one day it had a crack in it, and it's been printing fine even with the crack, so I didn't really worry about it too much. But the other day I was printing something for my daughter, and when it had finished I went to take the tank off to clean it out, and there must have been a pinhole in the film on the tank because resin had leaked through between the film and the screen, and when I pulled the tank out, it pulled the screen out as well, and you can see it's torn the ribbon cable out of it, which is helpful. So I have got a new screen. This is an aftermarket one, which apparently will fit this, and so I need to fit it. So the screen obviously sits on the top, so that's the easy bit. The problem is this ribbon cable, because this big bubbly thing here is where the LEDs are, and the ribbon cable snakes down under it. So I've got to figure out how to get that plugged in, which I think is going to mean some disassembly. There is actually in here, it does actually say watch the YouTube video to see how to do it, but we don't need to do that. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. So I'm going to basically start taking bits off and see what happens. I'm hoping that what I can do is take this side plate off, or it's like a whole half the case. See if I can take that off, if that will let me get inside it. So that's basically the plan. So this thing is all held together with Allen screws, which is handy. All I've got to do is make sure I've got Allen screws that actually fit. That looks about 2 mil, as I thought. So let's see if we can get this apart. The only problem when you're doing anything like this is everything's sticky. It's like no matter how careful you are cleaning these things, they always end up slightly tacky. So I've cleaned it up as best I can, but we'll just have to see. What I don't want to do is drop any of these screws. I dare say that any of you who have done this before are probably looking at me now going, "No, you idiot, that's not how you do it." But, we'll figure it out. Oh, get off. Right. Now, will that come off? Oh, I think it will. Oh, hang on, I think we're getting somewhere. Oh, come on. Oh. There we go. Right, that's that off. Now, can we see where that ribbon connector goes? Now, I think we need to take the front off. We'll see if the front comes off as well. I didn't want to take the front off initially because obviously that's where the screen and everything is, and I don't know how that's connected. I'm hoping that these are just like aluminium forms that they're just covers. I'm hoping there's nothing actually attached to them inside, because there are 4 screws there as well, but we might be able to get it off enough just to be able to get in there and see what we're doing, because what I don't want to do is break anything else, obviously. Right, let's see what happens here. Yeah, so that screen is coming off with it, but it depends how long the... Oh, that's got quite a long ribbon connector on it. Oh, and they've taped it in. I quite like that. They put a bit of tape in it to stop it coming off. So, but what's kind of comical, I've just noticed, there's obviously a USB port on the front where you plug in your thumb drive to make the thing work, and that's actually connected to the back, just with a USB cable that's kind of snaked through. Oh, okay. Oh, it just goes down to here, so that's fine. There's a bit of tape there. Right, hang on a second. Right, hopefully that'll give you a bit better view. So, there's the ribbon cable. Can I just hook that off with my finger, or do I need to get a pair of tweezers? No, I think we're all right. Oh, that's very sticky tape. Right. So that's the old busted ribbon cable. So let's have a look at this new one and see what we can do. Okay, so this is the new one here. So we'll just thread that through there. And then that sits in there like that. Now I've got some self-adhesive tape that holds that down, but I don't want to stick it down just yet because I want to figure out how this goes together first. I'm just wondering actually if that needs to go. It definitely goes through there. Oh, no, it won't. Alright, that goes in like that. And then that how does that connect to that? That's interesting. Oh, does it go like that? Is that why it had the tape on it? What's that broken bit? I think that's why it had the tape on it. I think that literally just sort of plugs up against it. Oh. Oh. Just talking about yourselves for a minute. Like that. Okay, right, now we need to put that bit of tape on because that definitely needs to be there to hold that in place. Hopefully it will be sticky enough to stay stuck. Okay. So, I think what we need to do is do a quick test on this to make sure it still works. The only trouble is the power lead is now on the other side of the workshop. So that's helpful. Although it's only a couple of screws. Let's just put this back on and we'll take it back over the other side of the workshop and see if we can plug it in and see if it works. Alright. That goes there. We'll start these all off by hand because the last thing we want to do is cross thread these. That goes. Oh. That goes in there like that. Just line that up. Oh. So I'm not going to use the ratchet to do these back up. They're tiny little screws, and if you over torque them, you'll just, and also they're going into aluminium, so they don't need to be done up tight. You know, finger tight is more than enough for these. So the last thing you want to do is start ripping bits out of it. Okay, so what we'll do now is we will get the power supply over here and we'll switch it on and we'll see what happens. Okay, so power lead is plugged in. Let's see if this works. Well, that's promising. I'm not quite sure what to there's a test here. What does exposure do? Set the exposure time of the test image. Next. Oh, there you go. Well, that works so far. So let's fix this down and see if we can actually get this thing to function. Now, the problem I've noticed is that there's only 3 pieces of tape in here, but that's all right. We'll worry about that in a minute. It doesn't need a great deal. So, okay, let's just pop this out without breaking it. Okay, so that's fine. Now, is that tape the right length? Yeah, it is. So, now this is going to be the fun bit, trying to do this around the camera. So we'll do this top bit first. And we'll actually do it this way around. Put that like that. And now I've covered my fingers in grease off of the thread. That's fine. Goes like that. Get a bit of cloth and wipe this grease off my fingers. I do not want to get that on the screen, although it does have a protective film on it. So now let's move that over that side and see if we can get the other bit in. Oh, I think I see why it's only got 3 pieces now. I think it's because this side is too narrow. But we'll worry about that in a minute. Let's stick that in there. Get off. And this bit goes on this end. Let's just stand that up for a minute. Goes like that. And the nice thing is, you can see this is 3M tape, so this will be good stuff. So now let's see if we can pick off the other side of this without peeling up all the tape. Right, I need to get a scalpel. Hang on a minute. Right. Let's try this again. Alright, that's that bit. That's it, there we go. Alright, that's that bit. And we just got to get this bit off. That's got it, I think. There we go. Now, we've got to get this back in. Like that. There we go. And then we peel that film off and we should be ready to go. Now what we do need to do is this actually needs some tape around the edge. I'm just trying to think what to use for that. I don't know what tape it is they use, but whatever it is, I don't have any of it. But we'll figure something out. But I think that will probably do for this. Let's just double check again that it actually works. Tool, exposure. Yeah, so that's working fine. Okay, I'll find some tape to stick this down with. I might just use some insulating tape or something, and see what happens there. But on the whole, I think we're good to go with this. So I'll get this taped in, I'll get it set up, and we'll do a test print and see what happens. So I've just taped in the screen. I've just literally just used some masking tape, insulating tape, just to seal up those edges. So like I say, now well, I've got to change the film in the tank first, but we'll get this set back up in place, do a print and see what happens. Right, so we've got this all set up again. Let's see if it actually prints. I think the real problem, if any, here is going to be whether or not I've got the film tight enough in the tank. I think it should be alright, but we'll see. So we'll let this do its thing. It's going to take an hour and 45 minutes. We'll come back and see what happens. Right, well, it's finished printing and it's printed something, so we'll see what this print has come out like. It's entirely possible that this print will not be perfect. This is a new print. I've not actually done this one before, so... Oh, actually, it's come out quite well. Focus. There we go. So it hasn't printed completely, but I think that's more down to the supports than anything else. Let's just give this a wash off and see what it looks like. Alright, there we go. Focus, there we go. So it actually hasn't, this is an engine. It hasn't printed the transmission here, but that I think again is supports, not the printer. So, but yes, it's fully functional again, so that's nice. So yeah, I think we can put this back where it belongs and get back to printing again. So hopefully this video has been of interest and perhaps of use to some of you. It's just a bit of, you know, these things happen with printers, you know, things break, and when they break, that's why you can buy spares for them. So, but it was a fairly simple fix. I've replaced the film on the tank and it's now working perfectly well. So we can get back to our regular scheduled broadcasting, shall we say. So yes, thanks very much for watching. Thank you to all of my patrons, especially my top tier patron Amy. Thank you for that. And if you want to support me on Patreon, you're more than welcome to. It would be very nice if you could. And if not, maybe you want to come and join us in the staff canteen on Facebook. But either way, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Bye.